Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से.
106 for 7 is where Canada finished against Pakistan in New York. Pakistan's pacers combining in an all-round effort to keep the target within reach. Although, what are even within reach targets in New York? Let's find out what we make of that first innings on Maruti Suzuki Arena. Presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho, where we have the continued company of Niall O'Brien. Niall, thank you for joining back. What do you make of that score? A new pitch, this one, in New York. Your assessments of this total?
On first glances, you would feel that it's going to be light. But when you look back on what's happened over the last 3 or 4 games, from a Canadian point of view, it's runs on the board. That's all you've got to think of. So, yeah, I think it was difficult going. I thought Pakistan bowled superbly well, winning the toss, electing to bowl first and wanting to chase. They would have hoped to have kept Canada to 120 or below. They've done just that. I thought they bowled really well. For Canada, the batters, it was difficult going all around, bar one player, Aaron Johnson, up front. Everyone else was blown away with some good, hostile pace bowling from the Pakistan quicks.
We've got Urooj Mumtaz joining us as well from the UK. Urooj, your thoughts on how Pakistan fared? They'd be happy with the score they've kept Canada down to?
Yeah, very happy. Did one step better than what they did against India. That was a good start as well. Even here with the ball brilliantly. They obviously kept that hitting that deck hard. Every now and then they did falter towards the fuller length, and they got punished for it. But very quickly realized that they need to come back, and that's why they blew the wickets. I think Johnson's 50 would do kind of well to get them over 100. But the chase again, like we said in the game against India, not going to be easy. But I think the first half done really well, and Pakistan I think will have slightly more confidence chasing, considering it's not the Indian bowling lineup. So they will, but then again, they'll have to back themselves. Again, we saw even today, the first 6 overs become that much more crucial with the field restrictions. The ball obviously new and harder and gets off to the bat. The latter half, again, was difficult to score. I think how they come and place their 4-5 openers that they're playing, who slots in will be key.
Aaron Johnson held fort for Canada, nearly half the runs. You look at the rest of that top 6, they combined to score 9 of 30 balls, but 52 of 44, including 2 fours to start the game, which is a first in the history of the Men's T20 World Cup. Niall, thoughts on Johnson's innings and also just that disparity between Johnson and the rest of the batters?
Yeah, well, we mentioned before the game he's been in decent touch, Aaron Johnson, and on this surface he's perfectly suited. He's big, strong, muscular hitter of the ball. So if you do err in line or length, and he got a few right in his wheelhouse to get his innings up and running. I mentioned before the show he loves hitting up and over the extra cover region, mid-off region, and there was a few balls in the slot early on that gave him that bit of width. He could just launch. So he got his innings up and running nice and quickly, and that's what you want in a T20 game, especially on a surface that is a little bit unforgiving from a batting point of view. You want to put any bad balls away early. So it was a top knock, and you could see the celebrations, what it meant to him, getting a half century against such a quality bowling lineup on the big stage in front of a good crowd in New York. Saying that, the rest of the side just battled. They couldn't find the right tempo, I would suggest, between attack and defence. It's a difficult surface to go all guns blazing. At the same time, you have to be ultra aggressive in your foot movement and in your thought process. And he just got no support. It was like a phone directory there, 50 odd, and then all single digits. So that'll be a little bit disappointing for Canada.
Yeah, as it ended up, Saad bin Zafar and Kaleem Sana were the only other batters to touch double digits in this innings. Extras, though, did touch 10. Just touching up on what Niall said about the muscularity of Johnson, Urooj, it clearly stands out. 4 sixes for Johnson alone, which is the total number of sixes we saw through the entire India-Pakistan game.
Yeah, I think that's something that will be important in using the batting that Pakistan do possess. I mean, some of the cleaner or stronger hitters are Fakhr and Usman. They've obviously dropped Iftikhar today. So where they use them will be the same. Because for the touch skilled class player like Babar Azam, it will be important to yes, put away the bad deliveries and nudge it for ones and twos. But I think in terms of just pure power hitting strength, I'd like to see for Fakhr and Usman be used right up the order for as again we said this that power hitting ability with Fakhr. I would like to see him open with Rizwan, and if Fakhr goes out, Saim can come in, Usman can come in. So I'd like to see those three better strikers of the ball used higher up in today's game.
Can confirm to you, Urooj, that Pakistan are going with the lineup we saw on the team sheet, with Saim Ayub joining Mohammad Rizwan. And if we go by the team sheet, Babar Azam was slotted to come in at number 3, with Fakhr Zaman at 4 and Usman Khan at 5. Just want to touch up on the Pakistan Pacers. Which of them impressed you the most today, Urooj? 2 wickets for Amir and Haris Rauf. Amir conceding only 13 in his 4.
Yeah, Amir, I thought was brilliant. 17 dot balls in there as well, and I think he set the tone after that first delivery he bowled. He was very quick to realize again the length that's been working. He was relentless, banging it into the surface. Didn't allow for any room for the batters to free their arms as well. And I think Pakistan do really well. They ooze confidence off each other, and they bowled well in partnership. So Amir's experience shown the way through today. So the seamers also did well. Even Imad, with the bowling, as he so often does, was very miserly with giving away any runs.
Set up this defence from Canada's perspective, Niall. We saw Jeremy Gordon and Dylan Helliger put in impressive shifts in the win against Ireland on this pitch, where we have seen balls bounce, keep up and down a bit. How do you expect Canada to fare?
Yeah, power play, very, very crucial with bat and ball, but especially for Canada. Below par, well, we'll call it a below par total. So they're going to need 3 in the power play. Bang that length. Do not go full. You got Rizwan, who's going to try and be inventive, so you got to hang. Keep your line, keep your length, and try and nick off a couple early. It won't be a difficult. It's going to be a difficult task for Canada. I feel Pakistan will get over the line quite comfortably here. I'm backing Rizwan to answer a lot of critics with a composed, unbeaten half century. How about that?
All right, quite a specific one. We'll add some points to our outrageous predictions for the tournament, if we might. Urooj, the scope of the target. Do you look for a net run rate push as Pakistan, or is it first important to just secure the result?
Yeah, it's that dicey one, right? Like you'd want to improve on the net run rate as well, but you don't want to slip away in terms of losing those 2 points. So I still find it, I mean, again, you've got to put into context, Pakistan is a quality side and they've got the quality in personnel. Then they're still, like Niall said, chasing a relatively subpar total, irrespective of the conditions. But I'd like to still go out there, see them go out there with intent and make use of the first 6 and try and chase this as quickly. Still eyeing those 2 points. Yes, the win will definitely be more important, but the game is set up perfectly for also them to improve their net run rate.
Yes, we'll touch up a bit more on the net run rate and the scenarios if Pakistan are to get over the line, should they get there. We'll leave it there and pick up the conversation at the end of Pakistan chase over Canada. Thank you, Urooj and Niall. Look forward to your company at the end of this game. Be sure to join us then, viewers. Download the ESPN Cricinfo app. Meanwhile, if you haven't already, it'll have you covered with the fastest scores and a lot more. And be sure to join us come the end of Pakistan versus Canada in New York. Can Pakistan get their first points on the board? See you then on Maruti Suzuki Arena. Presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, powered by Dish TV Watcho.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
वॉचो ऐप पे देखो एक OTT के दाम पे सारे OTT शान से।